All right, welcome back to another episode of Hit Point Gaming. This is Corey,
Andrea,
Doug,
Francesca,
Rick.
Today we are going to be playing Watson and Holmes. This is a anti-co-op version of
A competitive.
competitive version of a Sherlock Holmes mystery game. We just played the first scenario. Today we're going to be playing the second scenario for you. There's actually 12 in this box, so you can kind of play along with us, and yes, there will be spoilers for the second scenario, but there's plenty in here in case you still wanted to purchase this game and play through them on your own, or obviously play along with us for this one now. I just did that. Basically what you do in this game is we're maybe, I guess, like helper investigators of Sherlock Holmes. We're not as good as him.
We're better. It's just he's taking all the credit.
Oh, okay, we could be doing that.
Yeah.
Sure.
We gather all the clues from multiple locations, and then we go to Sherlock to see if we're right, or he basically just steals our answer and solves the case.
Yep.
Okay, so that's really what the game is about. We go to many different locations trying to solve this one case. When we think we've gathered enough information to answer 3 questions, we go to Sherlock's house, say, hey, here's everything. Am I correct? Great, I'm the winner. If not, I'm out of the game, and the rest of the investigators then have a chance to keep.
Yeah, you literally get one shot,
Right.
and if you are wrong,
you're
you
out.
get killed. It's over.
That's it. You're off the Sherlock list.
Sherlock has no time for miscreants and idiots.
That's right. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to hopefully make the video so you can play along. So during each round, we'll have somebody go off to the side and read their card with you. And then this way you'll be able to gather clues and try and piece together how you would solve the case or how quickly you would, and see if you can beat us. What's just pretty cool about this game is there's actually a QR code for this particular scenario, which is...
An unanticipated concert.
Yes, that is it. And let's start
The audio.
audio.
Case number 2. An unanticipated concert. It was not easy to see Lestrade looking so exasperated, but the night had obviously taken its toll on him. The police inspector was sitting, once again, in our sitting room at 221B Baker Street. A disaster, Mr. Watson. There were people walking in and out, all inebriated. Anyone could have done it. Holmes emerged from his room, having cleaned up somewhat for our visitor. The inspector poured himself a cup of tea that Mrs. Hudson had prepared for us, and sank back into his chair. Clearly feeling a little more at ease, he began to tell us the story. Lestrade recounted how, just a few hours earlier, the businessman Roderick Porterfield had been strangled during a dinner party at his home, which had included an informal recital by the pianist Victor Suyevich. You know that yesterday it had been raining heavily, he began. However, later on the clouds dispersed and it became quite warm. Therefore, during the concert, all the doors were open, and the guests moved freely through and in and out of the house, which complicated things somewhat for us. Anyway, at the end of the evening, when people were tired of dancing and only a few guests remained, Ludwin Miles proposed taking a souvenir photo. Apparently, he is fond of photography and is practicing with modern colour techniques. It was at that moment that they realised that the master of the house was missing, and everyone started looking for him. They did not find him within the house, and so expanded the search. It was Mrs. Porterfield herself who found the body in the pavilion, which is next to the main house, an old barn renovated for various occasions. The police were called, and when we arrived at dawn, we could only certify the death. After a brief interrogation, we let the guests who were still in the house go. On his person, Porterfield had a ticket to travel by boat, and a revolver, both of which we have proven were not used. The corpse is still there if you would like to examine it. The widow is in the Crown Hotel with her brother-in-law. There were dozens of guests, and although at the end of the party there were only 15 guests left on the property, anyone could have left and returned to the mansion unseen. We were up against a grueling task, he said, shaking his head. Did any of the guests remember anything extraordinary that could be considered evidence? I asked the inspector. Well, Suyevich is a concert pianist at the Beckstein Hall. However, According to the guests last night, he was not on form. Let's say it appears his piano playing was somewhat disappointing. They insinuated that he had had one too many drinks, but I do not see what relevance that may have to the crime, he concluded. No, Lestrade, you wouldn't. Watson, there is no need to take your jacket. It is going to be a hot day, I believe, said my friend, seemingly rather excited at the prospect of a new case. The game is afoot. First question, who killed Roderick Porterfield? Second question, what was the murder weapon? Third question, what was the motive for the murder?
Ready?
Wow. Okay. That was a lot of information, and we tried to capture it in our notes. So we're probably going to take a little break to clear it up on our side. But there's many different locations that we're going to be able to choose from. Rick, are you able to read all the locations?
So we have, starting on the top left and working my way down, we have Mansion Porterfield. And then we have the Gallery Phileas. We have the Carriage. And then Scotland Yard in the first column. Next column is the Piano Room. Then the Oddfellows Public House. We have the Porterfield Bros Company. And then we have Solicitor Oldman's office. In the third column, we have the Pavilion. And then we have Beckstein Hall. Then we have the London Hospital. And finally, the Photographic Suite Studio, the Crown Hotel, and the Royal Academy of Music.
There's a lot more locations in this one than in the first one.
Yes.
We also have a location to go to Sherlock, like I mentioned, when you think you solved the case. And you can go to here to gain more carriage tokens. Now what carriage tokens do is, as we go around the board and select what location we want to go to, we have 10 carriage tokens that represent how fast we get there. So when I go someplace, I can put a number of tokens, and if someone wants to get there before me, they have to spend more tokens than I do, and then I pull all but one back and I spend it. So basically it's your currency that you have to kind of manage how quickly you move around on the board, and they can also use some special features here. I can spend 4 to use a Watson card on my turn, and I can force a player to read out loud their location, but yet again, I'm spending my own currency to really help everyone out. We also have these police tokens that we start the game with. We each have 1, and we have the option of, when we leave a location, to throw one of the police tokens down. Basically calls the police there, and they put up like all the caution tape, and investigators are not allowed to go to that space until they obtain a call-off symbol, and it looks like you can only get that from going to Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard.
So I know I'm going to have to go back and listen to that case again. There's a lot there going on.
Really? I'm good.
This guy already has it solved.
I'm ready.
We'll be back in a second, and we'll decide on where we're going to go. All right, we rolled off, and I started as the...
Shocker.
I rolled a 10. Yes.
Shocker.
So I get to start off as the lead investigator. One other thing to note is...
This is a shocker.
Shocker.
It's a shocker. Like, not
He
surprised.
goes first.
Not surprised.
What a shock. We each got randomly dealt specific investigators that have a one-time use special power. We don't know what they do right now, so everyone knows what the card does, and that may or may not come into play. I am actually going to speak with the widow at the Crown Hotel.
I would like you to know that Corey here is the only American detective.
Oh no.
I am.
It's not. I am also American.
Indubitably, they came overseas in order to try to investigate this crime.
And I'm married. FYI. Cut it out.
I am going to go to the
We have a Londonite, it seems.
pavilion. That was not British.
The crime scene. You're going right there. Obviously walking very slowly there.
Well, look at the size of her dress. All right, I believe I'm going to go over here to the photographic studio. Walking also very slowly.
I will be going to mansion.
Clearly from California.
Which mansion, madam?
Mansion Porterfield.
Mansion Porterfield. I will be expediting a carriage to be able to arrive first to the Crown Hotel before Mr. Orange here.
He must have better horses.
Alright, so you kick me out. Then I must go. If I can't speak with the widower, I must speak with her deceased husband at the pavilion.
Kicked out.
So I will spend 1 carriage token, which kicks you out.
I will then go to the piano room.
Well, all right then.
All right then.
Okay.
First locations are set, and we'll do a reading.
No.
Oh, the American.
Both Americans swooping
The
in.
feisty American is
Who
already
are
my
you?
Americans always want to be first in
Exactly.
everything.
My name is Irene Adler, and before this investigation phase, I'm the only one allowed to take notes.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh!
So pencils down.
Wait.
I am Wiggins,
Oh.
and I am allowed to copy the ability of any character cards already revealed in the game.
Which allows you two to both take notes.
6
Correct.
months. Okay.
Okay.
Gotta put my glasses on for this one. Alright, now I'm a little upset because I quickly made it to the crime scene. I thought more people were gonna fight for it, but no one was really spending any carriage tokens. So once I got kicked out of going to see the wife, I wanted to go to the crime scene, but of course, Fran plays her ability card and I can't take notes, so let's see what I can do here. The short dirt road, muddled by the rain, had been trampled so much by the police that it was impossible to single out any particular footprints. It was not the first nor the last time that Holmes would lament such an occurrence. So far, nothing. The old barn was divided into 4 rooms. All had windows and were scattered with chairs. In the southern room, the one closest to the entrance, lay the body of Roderick Porterfield, half hidden behind the chairs. He was lying on his back. He was lying with his back to the door, and his trousers were stained with mud. He had a very fine, clear mark on his neck, which began under his Adam's apple and went round to just under his hairline on the back of his neck. His bruised face and the swelling of his neck left it very clear to see that the cause of his death was asphyxiation due to an almost slit throat. As we headed in the direction of the nearest pub, my friend probed. The deceased was a rather thin and most tall man. What do you say then about the portions of the mark left by the weapon, Watson? Okay, well, what I can get out of that is he was thin and tall, meaning that if someone was choking him, they would also be tall. They couldn't be a very short person. Unless he was sitting in a chair, right? So let's go back to this. Lay the body of Roderick half hidden behind the chairs. He was lying with his back to the door, and his trousers were stained with mud. So I don't know if he was in the barn sitting down and someone came up behind him and choked him. I don't know, but that's all I got, and I can't take notes, so let's see how this goes. Alright, so it's time for us to remove our characters, and this is when, if you wanted to block off a specific location, you would call the police, but I'm not going to do that. That's messed up. So.
I will be calling the police.
Well, the Americans always with
He
the
knew she
police.
was gonna do that.
The police
At
are
the
always
mansion
called with the
Porterfield.
Americans.
Wouldn't you know
is
it?
blocked for a bit.
Okay.
That would
Right.
explain why they have so much power now.
Okay.
Alright, so you selected last,
yes.
so you are the first player.
I am gonna go back to the pavilion
Oh.
and put down 2 carriages there.
You hailed a...
Carriage
A pony.
to the pavilion.
Well, first, let's see here. Mr. Tobias Gregson is going to use his skill. Reveal this card at any time to obtain 1 police token, 1 call-off token, and a carriage. Thank you very much.
Whoa.
Alright.
And the carriage token?
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
From
good,
now
sir.
on, I can use 3 carriages to obtain 1 police or call-off token at any time.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That's quite
Wow.
good. That's quite strong. There.
Oh, and Tobias will also be going over to the Crown Hotel.
The Crown Hotel. Very, very, very prestigious.
Keep
hotel.
your arse away from the
I
hotel.
wanted to go there.
Irene will be visiting the Porterfield Brothers Company.
Oh my. And I will be visiting Solicitor Oldman's office.
I don't even know who that is. Not paying attention, I guess. I'm gonna go listen to some music at the Royal Academy of Music.
Indeed.
Alright, I've chosen the Crown Hotel. I'm going to be reading it for you. Miss Porterfield was wearing morning clothes, but was heavily made up. Her lips were painted in an intense pink, and she was wearing a considerable amount of jewelry. She told us that after dinner, she chatted with various people in one place or another without making too much of an effort to speak with all of the guests. What occurred had come as a great shock to her. In the last few days, she had not noticed anything unusual about her husband and knew nothing of his plans for the company. When we showed interest in talking to her brother-in-law, she informed us that Edward Porterfield was at that moment to be found sorting out the legal matters of the inheritance of Mr. Oldman, the solicitor. The relationship between the brothers has never been particularly brotherly, she told us. Now, just to let you know what I did find in the other location from the last round that I couldn't write because of Francesca's power, is that Dr. Spencer had a pink mark on his collar, which goes to show you that this was Mrs. Porterfield's lipstick. So something terrible is going on between them. It would seem as if though Liara has entered the game.
Hello.
Hello.
Say
Hello.
hello.
The tiniest of investigators
Alright.
has joined us.
Hello.
Alright, so all of our characters return back.
Okay.
Any police being called? Wow.
There was a
Go
scene of the
there.
crime at the Oldman's office, I swear.
Alright, I am going to go to the Crown Hotel. I want to speak to the widow.
I'm going to go to the Porterfield Brother Company.
Well, then I suppose I should head over to the pavilion. Thank you.
I'm going to check more of the innards of the house at the piano room.
Alright, pretty safe.
Ricky still has to put his.
Ricky has to go.
Alright, thanks.
I am pondering, my dear
I'm
sir.
glad.
American.
The Americans are always in a rush. Fine things are like wine, they age and they take time. And I have no idea where to go.
Well, now you're taking a bit too much time. Let's get on with it.
Hear ye, hear ye.
I will visit. I will visit.
He's funny. He's funny.
I will visit the London Hospital.
Oh.
All good?
Let's go.
Interesting.
All right. Well, going to the scene of the performance, the piano room. The room, still with traces of the erupted party, had the aroma of food and tobacco. The large upright piano situated next to a window had a collection of Chinese porcelain placed on top. Holmes took 2 of the figures and interchanged their position. A significant improvement, wouldn't you agree, Watson? Would you agree, baby?
I'm going to put my token down on the Porterfield Brothers Company.
The police have been dispatched in many locations.
Wow, that's really hampering.
Indeed.
I don't know.
I shall pay my respects to the body by visiting the pavilion for 2.
A pretty fast wagon.
I will visit the Odd Fellows Public House.
To the pub.
I'm going going to go to the Crown Hotel.
Well then, I suppose I'm going to head over to Mansion Porterfield by saying, "Toot toot, police! Get out of here! I've
Call
got
them
work
off.
to do."
And I will
like
go
that.
to the photo studio.
The photographic studio. And that's
We're set.
it.
Let's see why that Mansion Porterfield had a call token on it.
I'm very much interested to find out what is there. Oh, hello again. Come with me to Mansion Porterfield. In spite of the previous night's party and subsequent commotion, the whole house was perfectly neat and tidy to an evidently strict order, adorned with endless perfectly aligned paintings on the walls. In Mr. Porterfield's office, a drawer was half open. Inside were several documents relating to a plan to sell his company. Very interesting. Porterfield Bros Company, which included the dismissal of all employees and executives. In the same drawer, we also found a framed portrait of Mrs. Porterfield face down, with the glass smashed. A door without a lock connected the office to the central room of the house where the piano was situated. I find this rather interesting here. He smashed out the picture of his wife, and it looks like he was going to sell the company, and we know now that his brother and him didn't get along, so this mystery is really coming together.
2 rounds ago.
Your turn.
Here we go. We are vacating the premises.
I would like to try mine. No.
I will be calling the police to the pub.
I'll be calling the police back to Mansion Porterfield.
Oh,
Oh, snap.
man.
Well, then I would
Okay.
like to try my luck at the pavilion.
Hmm. Hmm.
I shall attempt my luck in the piano room at a leisurely pace.
I will take a quick trip to, or a very slow trip, to Scotland Yard.
For some
I'm going
whistles.
to go
I need
to
some
the
whistles.
photographic studio.
Well, I'm in a bit of a rush, so I think I'm going to have to get to the piano room a bit faster
Oh, just one faster.
than Sir Nicholas.
Oh, man.
Alright, Rick gets kicked out. And now...
More thought is needed. I shall be taking the carriage to the carriage.
Oh, right, that works. So only one
Yes.
carrot token was spent there, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Quick man in the piano room.
So I had chosen the piano room, the piano room this turn, and then Doug used a carriage token to kick me out, so I ended up going to the carriage. I've just looking for more clues at this point. I have kind of an idea of what happened. Don't know who did it though. So I will go ahead and read the carriage. We took the first carriage that passed by the avenue. It was too hot to walk in the sun. The level of detail of modern photography is really quite extraordinary. I should write a monograph on its potential use in forensics, Holmes said enthusiastically. If you had looked closely, you would have seen that Edward Porterfield's trousers and boots, the man who had his hands in his pockets, and splashes of mud on them, also those of Dr. Spencer and Phileas from the gallery, the old man who was sitting down. Mrs. Porterfield and Miss Hunter, the music teacher, also had mud splashes on the bottom of their skirts. Interesting. This is a lot more information than I thought it would.
Rick, what did you get from the carriage location?
I got 3 carriage tokens.
That's helpful. And I was able to get a whistle from Scotland Yard to call up some police if I want to.
Blow my whistle, baby. Wow, that's an old school.
That's an old...
That's an old DDR song. Alright. I go first. Little Yara, where shall I head? I think I shall head over to the photographic studio, as a matter of fact, and I will use 2 to do so.
No.
Indeed, little Yara. Indubitably.
I will go to the solicitor's office by calling off the police. And I will be going there with 4 carriage tokens.
My.
Wow. It's a swift move.
That's not where I wanted to go. I'm actually going to the Porterfield Bros Company. I made a sharp left turn.
Okay.
Luckily, the carriage had GPS sufficient enough to make the correct
I'm
turn.
going to silly boy Scotland Yard. Slowly.
Just stroll even. Well, Wiggins.
Well, Tobias is actually going to move just a little bit faster
Oh my god.
than Sir American and move to Porterfield Bros Company with a carriage rating of 5.
5
Nobody
carriage.
laughs.
I have to lose them all, but one. Well, I lose one, the rest back.
Winter is not
Now your whistle's
My
gone.
turn?
My whistle is gone.
Yes.
Your whistle is
It has been used already.
Let's take a trip to see the hospital.
And that
Back to
leaves
me, huh?
Sir American. Still yet to be decided. Indeed, Yara.
It's been a great time back there.
Why would the London Hospital be on here?
I'll admit, I couldn't figure it out myself.
Well, I will try and go find out.
Oh!
Give me
Here
that
am I.
last person.
Your dress was too slow!
And then I'm going to check out the carriage.
The carriage.
Alright.
Okay, so this round I chose to go to Scotland Yard. The reason being I really want to get into the solicitor's house, and right now it is blocked by the police. I think there is some clues there because that's where the brother is currently right now. So in the meantime, Scotland Yard, Lestrade had been meticulous in his investigation. He had discovered that Roderick Porterfield had bought the gun that he had on him just 2 days ago. According to the gunsmith who served him, Mr. Porterfield was very inexperienced with weapons. I sincerely hope not to have to use it. It will only depend on my honor, he had told him. According to the seller, between gentlemen, it did not seem decent to inquire more about it. The other personal belonging that was on the victim, which had attracted Holmes' attention, was the ticket. It was for a boat trip to Amsterdam that was departing first thing in the morning, the day after the tragic events. And at the police station, I am going to choose to take off the call token.
We are back.
So we are going into round 7 of this game.
Wow.
Does anyone... You don't have to give it away, but how is everyone feeling? Close to the case? Kind of...
I feel like I'm 50-50 on a couple things.
Okay.
And I've still got searching to do in places I have no idea are even relevant at this point to find out one of the answers to the questions. Just as a reminder to the viewers, the questions being, who killed the guy, what was the weapon that killed the guy, and what was the motive of the people who killed the guy. Those are what we're trying to answer.
Trying to keep that in mind.
Yeah. So right now I have no idea where to go, and to find this one thing that I desperately need.
Yeah, I'm definitely missing one critical thing.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, me too. I will not be solving it this round.
How do you feel?
Or
Rico?
will
I feel indubitably, as always.
I don't know if you can feel indubitably.
Of course I can. I have absolutely no
Am I first?
qualms.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are first, madam.
I still haven't gotten to the hospital, so I'm gonna try it again.
That's a leisurely stroll.
As usual.
As usual. Lady Leisurely here. I, however, will be visiting.
Hello.
Doesn't know. Doesn't know.
I will be visiting.
Whoa, we got a lot of notes over there.
Rustling papers.
I will be visiting the piano room. Walking there.
Walking there. I will be going to the Porterfield Bros Company. And also will be dialing in some assistance of Mr. Wiggins.
Oh,
Or
wait,
Watson.
I was actually
I
going
was
to
like,
ask
wait,
you
I'm-
how to go
So
about
wicked.
summoning him.
On your turn.
You can just I thought it was instead of picking a location, it was that.
During
But
your
that's
turn? And I will reveal to everybody that I am in fact Mary Morstan. I'm a woman.
What?
And I confused poor Watson
Watson.
over here. I don't have
Wiggins
to
was
pay his
Watson.
I don't have to pay his cost the first time
Cool.
Nice.
using him. And then from now on I can do it for one less, so I don't have to pay 2 tokens. So now with the Watson card, after everyone picks a location, I can force one of them to read it out loud.
But you choose at the end.
Yes.
Okay.
I really got idea who's gonna choose.
I am going to go to use my whistle at the solicitor's office.
Oh, you look at
Oh,
that!
yes.
Call off the police. And I'm gonna go there with 2 carriage tokens.
Well, I was going to actually go to the solicitor's office and buy a whistle, but now that she's gotten rid of the police, I'll just go there with a much faster carriage.
Still
Actually,
still cost you that.
Because I don't care, I'm going to do more so she can't get back.
Oh my.
Oh.
I lied. I'm only going to do 3.
Okay. I'm gonna take 1 back.
Indeed.
Then I will go to the carriage.
Oh!
The carriage.
Alright.
Excellent.
Well, this solicitor's office
It's a hot spot.
is the hot spot. Why don't you just read it to all of us?
Excuse
I
me.
knew
Yes.
it. I knew
Let
it.
me reveal who I am. I am in
I
fact
just went anime on
Mycroft Holmes, brother of Sherlock.
Minecraft. Whoa!
When you carry out the Dr. Watson card in the investigation phase, player whose card you chose to be read aloud is not read out loud, and instead is read by both you and the player who is on the card only.
It's when you play the Watson card.
Oh, when you carry out, okay. Then I would have bought it, but
We'll
that's
back
okay.
it up
We'll
then.
hold on to that one
Yes.
for
Hold
another
on.
round.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Oh, so
Alright.
we're all here now.
Are you ready for Watson?
Yes.
He doesn't even have a Watson. Let's go.
What card are we
Wait,
reading?
We
Where's
don't
this?
even have like.
This
a
is
Watson?
The
solicitor's office.
solicitor Oldman's office. Edward has a tall or even Edward was a tall or even taller than his brother was, but more robust. He was dressed in all black from his shirt to his gloves. I was the first to arrive at the house yesterday. My brother and Gwendolyn were not there, so I spent the time reading in the piano room. The staff can attest to that. At about 1800, they finally arrived accompanied by their first guests. My brother started the business and I, as an assistant executive, received a percentage of the profits. It is my only livelihood. Now I will have to manage it. Mr. Oldman have just informed me that Roderick has requested to remove Gwendolyn from his will. I do not know the reason why.
Wow.
Still.
I hope that was helpful.
Alrighty. So, after that eventful round, everyone, I guess everyone has come back.
Sorry.
Okay. And who's
I'm the
first?
first player.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard. Mr. Help me out here. What's his name?
Tobias Gregson.
Going to go
Tobias.
to the carriage space.
The carriage. The carriage is quite popular.
Ew.
Not that.
Oh, just one.
Just to gain 3.
Okay.
I am going to
I-
visit Sherlock
I knew it. I knew she was ready to do it.
because if I wait till I'm sure, someone will beat me to it.
How many tokens do you have?
I don't know. How many do I have? I have a whole bunch.
Oh my goodness.
I have 3, 4, 5.
She's been hoarding.
I guess I can't
Eight,
beat
nine,
you.
She's
10.
been strolling everywhere.
13.
13. Okay.
So,
Where'd they go?
She has not used a single token.
No, she has not.
Alright. She thinks she's cracked the case.
This
We'll
might
see.
be it. This might be it.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
I will be spending 4 to summon Dr. Watson and reveal myself as Mycroft Holmes before the game is over.
Alright.
maybe using my whole carriage to
Uh-oh.
skedaddle out of
Being
here.
cranky.
It's okay. It's okay.
I will go to the gallery. I don't know why.
Okay.
I've been wanting to go there, I'm not gonna lie, for a while, but I'm afraid that if I
Why
take
don't
another
you
turn-
tell us all why, Mr. Sir American there?
Will do.
Please. Okay, what do we have here?
So we are doing this taping just in case Fran fails
Yes,
her attempt. So we are at the gallery
fillets.
Fillets. The gallery owner was an elderly gentleman who was stooped and leaning on a cane. You see, it was so hot that I needed to go out and get some air. Also, to be sincere, even though it had not only just started, the concert seemed to be rather poor. When I went out, I came across Miss Hunter. We talked a while and then went back inside together. I remember seeing poor Roderick, may he rest in peace, staring at us. I do not remember seeing him again after that.
He's dead. Wow.
How would he see him?
Yeah.
If he died, did he see him dead? It's like, wow.
Whatever.
Well, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Okay, so this is in case Francesca, who's right over there in the camera shot.
Oh, I'm like,
You were like, but in case she does not get the correct answer, this is basically the Bechstein Hall card. We found Suyevich rehearsing with a string quartet. Mrs. Porterfield's piano is a magnificent vertical Steinway & Sons model. It's perfectly fine to play. I never drink alcohol when I'm performing. When I had begun to play, I noticed that one of the keys did not sound, and the piano was a little out of tune. I had to improvise, changing the score as I went along so as not to use that note. And believe me, that is not an easy feat. I went to the party because Dr. Spencer invited me only yesterday morning. Even though Fran's ready, I honestly have no idea.
okay, so I'm going for it because if I wait any longer, someone's gonna beat me to Sherlock. My answers are Edward Porterfield, done with a piano wire string, and to prevent the sale of the Porter Bros Company. I do believe that Mrs. Porterfield's having an affair with the doctor, but being that he's short and the guy is mentioned to be tall, and his brother is also tall and had mud on him, I think Edward did it, and I think the wife story is just a distraction. We'll see. Alright, so let's see.
Alright.
Going to Sherlock,
Irene,
Francesca, the Irene
Adler,
Adler.
Sherlock's
from California.
lady crush.
Yeah.
Does all the work for him.
So you just heard Francesca's 3 answers.
And I have solved the crime.
Congrats!
Well
Congrats!
done.
Oh,
I was
boy.
gonna
Good
try to
job,
solve it that
Mom.
round, but
Good
you were gonna
job. Good
obviously
Yeah,
beat me to
this
it.
is why I'm a squirrel and I hoard all of my nuts.
So,
All right.
so before we do what it is,
Okay. Yeah.
I think we should go around and kind of say what we were thinking and what
That's a
we're
good
going
point.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So let's start with you. Who
Okay.
do you think the killer is?
I'm gonna say the wife. That's who I thought, and because the brother. So the whole thing is, this is how I saw it. Guy was gonna try to sell the company, pretty much. Okay. The brother still was gonna get paid because he had to manage it. So I thought it was the wife who killed him because they found her lipstick on the doctor. Okay. So inside the husband's drawer was a picture of her smashed. I can only assume he knew, okay? I didn't get to go to the hospital to see if I could speak to the doctor about anything, so that was going to be my connection. So I was hoping it was going to be the wife who killed him. No idea what she actually used, whether if it was a rope, or something like that. But it was tough for me, because everybody was 50-50, wife or the brother, you know what I mean? So I just couldn't find anything yet to really put it together of who did it. But it was also, I'm saying the motive was clearly the money. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
I'm going to go with Dr. Spencer, actually, which was as Doug alluded to, the paramour of the wife, who the wife was creeping around with. Only because he was in love and he wanted to eliminate Roderick so she could possibly get the inheritance as well. I think this is I have no clues except for the key being out of tune according to the pianist, and he's a pianist, so he knows if the key is out of tune. I think it's piano wire.
Damn it.
I have that
Agreed.
from the beginning of the game.
And the motive obviously is love, money. I don't know at that point. This is me completely, just based on the clues that I have, this is me guessing. I have no information at all as far as what the actual, if there was like an actual apparatus found that caused the murder. I have none of the names of the guests. So,
That's rough.
Okay. I originally thought it was going to be the doctor, but then I went off track and was going to go with the brother at the very end. I have his name. I didn't go to the piano room, but I thought it was going to be piano wire right from the beginning because of the marking on the neck and because everything I heard was that the concert was poor. No one really liked the concert, so I thought it was because of a missing wire. And the doctor, who I originally thought, said, "Oh, it was such a marvelous show." Well, if he wasn't there and didn't hear it, he was out actually murdering the main guy.
Oh, okay.
That was my initial, but then I switched to the brother because the company's going to be sold, and he knew that the wife was going to be taken out of the will, so then all the money would have went to him. But I think I would have been wrong.
I had no idea. No. I thought it was the brother. It was the brother because the company was being sold. He was divorcing his wife, so the brother knew that she wasn't going to get any money anyway, and if he sold the company, then he wouldn't get any money because that was his only source of income.
Right.
I had no idea how. Now, listening to the piano wire, it's obvious that it was piano wire, but I had no clue up until you guys said just now.
Same here, actually. I had no clue.
No clue.
I actually had the piano wire from before the game started from reading the clues. Like the first initial, that the key was out and they thought the piano player was drunk.
Okay.
But I'm like, was he really drunk? And I locked up my Porterfield mansion
Yeah,
because
that's what I was-
one of the first things I found out was the piano room was connected to his office. And then when I went and read that it was due to asphyxiation and the throat was slit, I was like, oh, for sure it's the piano wire. I didn't even get to the other clues over there.
Okay.
So I knew for sure it was the piano wire very well into the game. My whole thing was it Dr. Spencer or was it Edward?
Yeah.
Because Dr. Spencer was definitely having an affair with the wife. So it would have been very good for her to knock him off before he sold the company so she gets to keep the
Okay.
assets.
Yeah.
But what kicked me over the edge was they mentioned that he was tall and Dr. Spencer was short.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did he strangle him? His brother was mentioned to be very tall.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
the brother piano wire to prevent the sale of the company.
Oh, so I would have gotten it.
And I only had the wire.
Thanks,
missing.
13
Oh,
carriages.
13 carriages what did it. I was like, I'm going to go here now. How many do you have? 13? Well, then why would I even bother going?
But
Nice. Because the height was a big
was the
important thing, too.
Yeah. And they said the brother was tall.
Yeah, they
'Cause
did
there
say
was
the brother
mud.
They
was
also
tall
said the
and
brothers didn't like
robust.
each other.
and there was
Right.
mud on all of the people
Yeah.
that were
Everybody.
who we were considering as being murderers, so that didn't help at all.
Very cool. Well, what I liked about this is there are obviously two different paths that you could take.
Yeah.
Two pretty clear suspects
Yeah.
as you dug in, but you're looking for the detail of the height for that one.
That
is
was
really
really
important.
what.
I know that they
Split up
mentioned
Dr.
it on
Spencer
2
from-
cards too, which
Yeah.
what 2 cards I've read. One was
Oh, I had one that mentioned.
one
the
was
height.
the pavilion.
Yep.
The other one was the solicitor's office.
Oh, I never went there.
Another thing though
Mention
is
the
that they
height.
said there were chairs next to the body, so somebody could have stood on a chair.
That's the thing. I also thought,
Right.
Could've.
like first reading, I thought maybe he was sitting down, so the height didn't matter.
right.
But
Oh,
there was mud on his trousers, which indicates he was dragged.
Yes, exactly. Mentioned.
You
as
wanna
well.
hold-
Or I took that as he was of free will to walk into the.
But I won't eat.
Not necessarily that he was
Oh.
dragged, but he was a free will. Like honestly, like, and this is pure speculation at this point. His brother probably wanted to talk to Roderick about whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we go talk in the pavilion real quick?
Yeah, but I think they implied that it was a lot, like he had mud on his pants, which to me, so he wouldn't have been on a chair. And the piano room connecting to his office makes it very easy for him to strangle him before the party even started and drag him out later.
I see. Gotcha.
Oh, he was there early.
congratulations.
He was there early.
He was there early. That's what he was. Yeah.
Before the
Cool.
party started.
Well, that is scenario 2 of Watson and Holmes. If you like this, like I said, there's another 11 scenarios. It's a good
Good job, baby.
anti-co-op game,
Competitive.
competitive game. But then there's the other one, I think it's just called Sherlock Holmes, where you can work as a team to try and solve a case and try and beat Sherlock.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck on that.
That one's tough. So thanks for watching. Make sure you check out some of our other videos that we're putting out there. We're in the middle of doing a Gloomhaven campaign. We're waiting to get back to our Seafall campaign. We've got a few games left, and we're running out of time before another baby arrives, and
You're gonna have a friend.
Snots will not be around. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.